Sawasdee krab. Thank you for joining us for the midday edition of NBT World Brief right here on NBT and NBT World. Europe, mi Suraphal Lautharanarit. Authorities in NARATHIWAT province have imposed a nighttime curfew and tightened border security following a series of coordinated bomb attacks across the province. Security agencies have condemned the violence and called on armed groups to immediately halt attacks on civilians. Authorities in NARATHIWAT have enforced a curfew from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. effective immediately, following 11 bomb attacks that caused widespread unrest in the province. The order also tightened security at Thai-Malaysian border checkpoints, restricting movement, trade, and vehicle crossings. The curfew is enforced under the Martial Law Act of 1914, allowing military, police, and civilian authorities to conduct searches and security operations to protect lives and property. Residents with urgent needs must seek permission from local officials. The Royal Thai Army condemned the bombings and the arson of a petrol station as inhumane and a serious violation of the law. Army spokesman Major General Winthai Suwari said the Army Chief has ordered Internal Security Operations Command Region 4 Forward Command to take full control of the situation and ensure swift assistance to those affected. The National Security Council, or NSC, also urged the BRN to stop all violence, stressing such acts undermine peace efforts and harm civilians. Prime Minister and Interior Minister Anutin Charnvirakul said the attacks were assessed as a security signal linked to local elections, not terrorism, but emphasized strict measures to prevent further incidents. The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Transport has visited the scene of a petrol station bombing in the Deep South, pledging full compensation for affected businesses. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Transport PIPHAT Prakan has visited the site of a bombing and arson attack at a PTT petrol station in Pattani. The Deputy Prime Minister made the visit in his capacity as Chairman of the Emergency Situation Management Committee and Vice Chairman of the National Security Council, or NSC, accompanied by Pattani Governor Patimo Sadiyamu. Minister PIPHAT said the petrol station sustained significant damage and that authorities are collecting forensic evidence to identify those responsible. The minister confirmed that affected operators will receive 100% compensation, coordinated by local authorities and the Southern Border Provinces Administrative Center, or SBPAC. Minister PIPHAT also called on those involved to engage in dialogue with the government, stressing that peaceful negotiations are the best path toward restoring stability and boosting the southern border economy. Meanwhile, in Yala province, Governor Kongsakull Jantarat inspected damage at a PTT petrol station in Kabang district. All 28 fuel dispensers were damaged. A convenience store was shattered and one person sustained minor injuries. Preliminary damage across 4 sites in Yala is estimated at nearly 60 million baht. Authorities report that 11 PTT petrol stations were attacked in total, 4 sites in Yala, 2 sites in Pattani, and 5 sites in NARATHIWAT, with heightened security now in place to prevent further incidents. Election campaigning intensified over the weekend, with major political parties fanning out across key constituencies in Bangkok and several provinces, as the race toward polling day continues to gather momentum. Campaign activities were in full swing over the weekend, with all major parties actively canvassing voters across target areas. The Phumjai Thai Party launched a one-day campaign tour in Bangkok, led by party leader and prime ministerial candidate Anutin Charnvirakul. The team visited Lumpini Park, Otokor Market, Jatujak Market, Siam Square, and Yawarat, engaging with voters and local vendors. Mr. Anutin said campaigning is about listening to people's needs and turning them into practical policies, adding he believes the party remains ahead in the race. Meanwhile, the People's Party unveiled its vision for a people's government led by party leader and prime ministerial candidate Nattapong Ruengpanjawut. The party presented its core agenda and 4 deputy prime minister candidates, focusing on economic reform, social justice, governance reform, and global competitiveness. The PIPHAT party campaigned in the Lat Krabang and Bangkok areas of Bangkok, led by Prime Ministerial candidate Yotchanan Wongsawat, calling on residents to turn out and vote on February 8th. Meanwhile, the Democrat Party held a rally in Phuket, led by Aphisit Vechachiwa, outlining plans to develop Phuket as a new economic hub and pilot self-governance. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, is urging both public and private sector workers to work from home today and tomorrow, as limited air circulation is expected to trap pollution and push PM 2.5 levels higher across the capital. The BMA has called for cooperation from government agencies and private companies to implement work from home today and tomorrow, January 12th and 13th, in an effort to reduce traffic-related pollution as PM 2.5 levels are forecast to rise. Authorities warn that stagnant air conditions are expected to persist throughout the week, increasing the risk of PM 2.5 accumulation. Air quality is forecast to reach the orange level, which may begin to affect public health. This morning, the Bangkok Air Quality Information Center reported an average PM 2.5 level of 36.5 micrograms per cubic meter across Bangkok. The highest readings were recorded in Pathumwan at 49.9, Bangrak at 46.3, Chatuchak at 44.1, Sathorn at 43.2, and Prawet at 42.8 micrograms per cubic meter, with several other districts also exceeding 40. Residents are advised to wear PM 2.5 protective masks when outdoors, limit time spent outside buildings, and avoid strenuous outdoor activities. People are urged to monitor symptoms such as coughing, breathing difficulty, or eye irritation. At-risk groups, including the elderly, children, and those with underlying health conditions, are strongly advised to avoid outdoor activities, strictly use protective masks, and follow medical advice. Anyone experiencing abnormal symptoms should seek medical attention promptly. To enjoy the cool breeze, hundreds of tourists have flocked to KRADUENG National Park to experience extreme cold as temperatures on the mountain summit dropped to near freezing levels. More than 800 tourists have climbed to the summit of KRADUENG National Park in Leh Province to experience the winter chill as temperatures continue to fall. The tourist numbers have increased significantly, with visitors from across the country traveling to the mountain to enjoy the cold weather. Yesterday morning, a total of 818 tourists were reported to have stayed overnight on the summit. Temperatures dropped to around 1 to 2 degrees Celsius overnight and rose slightly to 3.5 degrees Celsius in the morning, accompanied by thick fog and strong winds. Park officials have advised visitors to bring multiple layers of warm clothing, as conditions on the summit can be extremely cold. Blankets have been prepared in sufficient numbers by the park. The park has also confirmed full readiness to accommodate visitors, with available lodging, camping areas, rental tents, shops, restaurants, souvenir stores, and shower and restroom facilities. For safety, officials are stationed throughout tourist areas with medical aid units on standby, assuring visitors of safe and well-managed services during their stay. And that's a wrap for our midday edition of NBT World Brief. You can stay updated with the latest developments right here on NBT and NBT World. And for more stories, simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Thanks for being with us. สวัสดีครับ